የዶላር ወደ ብር ምንዛሬ ከዕለት ወደ ዕለት የሚጨምርበትን ምክንያት አስባችሁ ታውቃላችሁ? በዚህ ቪዲዮ ምክንያቱን በቀላሉ ለማየት እንሞክራለን። እንጀምር። የመጀመሪያው ምንዛሬ እንዲጨምር እንዲቀንስ የሚያደርገው የምንዛሬ ገበያው ላይ ያለው ዲማንድ እና ሰፕላይ ነው። የምንዛሬ ገበያው ላይ የዶላር ዲማንድ ወይም ፍላጎት ከጨመረ ዋጋውም እየጨመረ ይሄዳል። $1 ለመግዛትም ብዙ ብር እናወጣለን። በሌላ አባባል ዶላር አፕሪሺየት ያደርጋል። ሰፕላይ ወይም አቅርቦት ሲበዛ ደግሞ የዛ ከረንሲ ዋጋ እየቀነሰ ይሄዳል፣ ማለትም ዲፕሪሺየት ያደርጋል። ሁለተኛው ምንዛሬን የሚጨምረው ኢንፍሌሽን ነው። በሀገራችን ያለው ኢንፍሌሽን ብራችን የመግዛት አቅሙ እንዲወርድና ዋጋ እንዲያጣ አድርጎታል። በዚህ ምክንያት ከሌሎች ከረንሲዎች ጋር ሲወዳደር የምንዛሬ መጠኑ ይቀንሳል። ሌላኛው የንግድ ሚዛን ነው። ኤክስፖርት ከምናደርገው ምርት ይልቅ ኢምፖርታችን ስለሚበልጥ ከምናስገባው ዶላር ይልቅ የምናወጣው ይበዛል። ይሄ ደግሞ ብራችን እንዲወርድ አድርጎታል። ምንዛሬን ከሚወስኑ ምክንያቶች ከብዙ በጥቂቱ አይተናል። አሁን ኢትዮጵያ ባለችበት የምንዛሬ ችግር ምክንያት ከአይኤምኤፍ ብድር ለማግኘት ብርን ዲቫሉዌት እንድታደርግ ተጠይቃለች። ስለዚህ ደግሞ በሌላ ቪዲዮ እናያለን። አመሰግናለሁ።
In foreign exchange, most of the time we have different types of exchanging systems, such as floating exchange and fixed exchange. So fixed exchange is constant type of exchange in which government determines one and uniform type of exchanging. On the other hand, in the floating exchange system, the exchange rate varies from time to time, from currency to currency, from period to period. As its name indicates, it floats. So, current Ethiopian government policy application system change brings many different changes to the economy. What those changes are, we will see together, but many people forecast what will happen in the future concerning to these policy implications. As an individual, my point of views are two. These are what? On one hand, I have a hope that it will bring positive change to the country's economy. And on the other hand, I have frustrations in which it can bring negative impact upon the country's macroeconomy. The first positive hope that I'm going to put upon this macroeconomy is that when you are giving freedom for the market in order to determine its price level in natural base, that is opening many wide opportunity for everybody in the country's economy. On the second hand, what practices do we have in the macroeconomy and what bank rates are going to be operated is, on the other hand, my frustrations. As you know that most of the time, many people demand the foreign currency, especially the dollar, the pound, and the euro currencies are demanded in high, especially in a country Ethiopia. So how those banks are going to supply the demand of foreign exchange within the country is what of my fear. Banks cannot supply and they cannot satisfy the need of all peoples, and no bank has high amount of supply for the banks. In my situation, in order to fulfill this requirement, the Ethiopian government that should give for banks from that of the dollar that it got from IMF and other sources of donation and credit. If government supplies the dollar for banks from the central bank, and if the banks hold high surplus amount of dollars in order to provide loan for those peoples in order to invest, and when the investment provides high opportunity of work in the country and blah blah issues are satisfied in high amount, the macroeconomy of Ethiopian country may can be become stable from current situation to the following possible stage progressively. Otherwise, if banks are trying to collect foreign exchange of the money from the people, it takes time until they accumulate high amount of dollar that is enough in order to satisfy the need of people within the country. That is taking too much time. In my point of view, government should supply and help the banks from that dollar they got from IMF for the commercial banks and other financial institutions in the country. If it is so, the banks can fulfill the demand of foreign exchange for all peoples in the country. Otherwise, it's not working in my point of view. On the other hand, what we can do in order to stabilize our country's economy is that the government should focus on managing the two policies. The first policy is fiscal policy, and the second policy is monetary policy. As we all know that they both are managed by expansionary monetary policy and expansionary fiscal policy. On the other hand, contractionary monetary policy and contractionary fiscal policies should be applied effectively according to the principles. What does it mean, expansionary, and what does it mean, contractionary? Here we discuss in detail. In the contractionary monetary policy, central banks limits the amount of cash reserve ratio for all banks of the country. Contracting, as the word indicates, limiting the amount released inside the economic activities. The amount of money circulating within the given economy is limited in the contractionary policy. There are three different measurements. We will see in the following session what the three different activities that are taking place in the contractionary monetary policies. So, in general, contraction means limiting the amount. As we know, cash reserve ratios, or the cash amount that is put in the central bank in representation of all commercial bank is available. If the amount of money put in the cash reserve ratio at the central bank is high, the amount of credit that commercial banks can give to the people is becoming low. Within this time, banks cannot provide enough amount of loan for the business institutions and other loan requirements. So, in the contraction, businesses are pessimistic. There is no widening. No loan is given for the business institutions. When this policy is applied in the economy, the amount of money in each and everybody pocket is becoming less and less. That brings other impact in the economy. The concept is detailed. The second concept is about expansion. This is the reverse of contraction. In the expansionary fiscal or monetary policy, the government takes stride on widening the amount of money held within everybody's pocket as well in the bank's rate of cash holding. In the expansion, central bank reduces the amount of money that commercial banks put in the central bank. Within this time, bank has surplus amount of cash in their custody. Within this period, the banks provide high amount of loan for the business institutions, and the amount of loan provided for individual household level is increasing up. Within this time, the investment increases, and high amount of investment within the economy provides high opportunity of employment. Within this period, our pocket money is boosting. When our pocket money is boosting, our living standard is becoming well. In short, expansionary and contractionary policies are applied either in fiscal policy and either in monetary policy, or in both policies together. Because of this, expansionary policies and contractionary policies are applied according to the situation of a given economy. But the current change of Ethiopian government is either expansionary policy or contractionary policy, but it's a specific change in the policy of money. What impact and what positive opportunity it provides, it needs detailed assessment based upon the application. So what we need to understand from this point of view is what changes it brings to the entire economy of the country. It has, as I told you in the beginning, it has positive impact and negative impacts. What is the positive impact? It determines its price level randomly by basing upon demand and supply of foreign exchange in the country. This is positive impact it can bring. The negative impact is what? By analyzing the trend of foreign exchange in the country, its demand rate is becoming higher and supply is becoming lower. Because of this, there is combat between demand and supply, specifically in foreign exchange. This is leading to complaint and conflict in between the peoples, and peoples are going to be criticizing how banks are exchanging their money, how peoples are purchasing the money from the banks. For example, exceptionally, Awash Bank has been provided different price level than that of other commercial banks. There is showing that the random freedom is given for each and every institutions. If there is a price competition in between institutions, the institution that provide a better price can get higher amount of foreign exchange than the others. This is little bit good, seeming, but we can see that what the outcome comes in the future. For now, in order to manage the macroeconomy in full rate, we have to follow what I have discussed in the previous contractionary policy and expansionary policies. In every set of macroeconomic activity should be fulfilled in growth of economy, in foreign trade policy, in monetary policies, in fiscal policies, in business cycle management, and many different aspects of macroeconomic variables should be monitored effectively in order to bring effective development in the country's economy. This is my point of view. This is enough for today. Thank you. In order to remember for you, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to comment what your suggestions and comments are looking like based upon my discussions. Thank you. Bye bye.